Right now, this is only planned to be a one-off thing, but if you want another episode like this, drop a like. If we hit 3,000 likes on this video, then I will make another episode of useful COD Zombies information. I think you want another episode. Welcome to the second episode of useful COD Zombies information. Initially, I was just planning on this being a one-time thing, but I said in the video, if you guys smashed a like goal, which was pretty high, 3,500 likes, I would come out with another one. And like I just showed you, y'all completely smashed our like goal. So this time we're gonna raise it even higher. We're gonna see if we can match the likes on this video to my last one. So if this video, the one you're watching right now, if this video hits 4,500 likes, then I will make another episode of useful COD Zombies information. But if we don't hit that, we're gonna set a second like goal. If we hit 3,500 likes on this video, then I'll release a new episode of useless COD Zombies information. Hope you paid attention in suffix class within the next couple weeks or so. But for now, sit back, kick your feet up and relax, and enjoy some more useful COD Zombies information. Under Eisendrache, it's possible to duplicate your bow so that two people, or I guess as many people in your game, can all have the same bow. To do this, it's real simple. First, build the bow you want to duplicate, and then get the bow in your mule kick slot. If you don't know how to do this, place your bow back down in the low gravity room, and then leave a gun in the pack-a-punch. Do not pick it back up. At this point, you should have one weapon. Now go buy a wall gun off the wall so you have two weapons, and then go pick back up your bow. This will ensure that it's your mule kick gun. Once it's your mule kick gun, grab near-death experience, and go down. At this point, have your friend revive you, and once you're revived, you'll see that there's a second bow in the low gravity room just waiting for your friend to pick up. Once he does, congratulations, you now have two of the same bow. If you want to do this again for a third or fourth player, then every player that has this bow needs to go down and revive themselves with the near-death experience. Now this bow duplication is cool and all, but believe it or not, you can also duplicate the staffs on Origins. And this one is arguably easier. To do this one, fully upgrade whatever staff you want to duplicate, and then trade out the staff for a wall weapon so it teleports to the bottom of the excavation site. And once it's down here, have everyone in your game that wants this same staff to go down to the excavation site in front of the staff. From here, you want to count down to your friends. 3, 2, 1, grab. And then once you say grab, everyone should hold the interact button to pick up the staff. And if you do it at the same time, then multiple people in your game will have the same staff. On Buried, you can combine the PhD Flopper perma-perk with the Sniper perma-perk. So at any time in your game, if you dolphin dive with a sniper in your hands, any zombie that dies from that dolphin dive will give you 300 points, just like they do with the snipers. There's a trick you can do in 9 to make the wonder weapon, the Death of Orion, so much better than it actually is. If you hold your reload button while you spam your shoot button, then you can spam single fire shots of this thing to take out any heavy enemy really fast. This might not seem like too big a difference on paper, but if you use this trick on like a Blightfather or a Gladiator, then you'll be able to see just how much a difference this trick will make. This trick is great for taking out Blightfathers easily, but you can also use this trick to insta-kill the elephants in the boss fight. Yes, you heard me right. You can one-shot kill the elephants in the boss fight. To do it, you'll need the Death of Orion, your shield with ammo in it, and you'll also need at least one, but preferably two, insta-kills. Once you're in the boss fight, you just want to play the fight as normal until tigers start spawning. When you first see tigers spawning from the gate, it's time to get ready for the elephant. The tigers means he's about 20 to 25 seconds away. So wait around 25 seconds after you first start seeing tigers, and then pop your insta-kill. When he spawns in, grab the insta-kill as soon as he breaks his pyre and stomps his feet on the ground. As soon as he stomps his feet on the ground, you want to get real close to him, get a charged wonder weapon shot ready, and count to 7. Now you want to be careful with this because you only have one chance to do this or else you'll mess it up. I said to count to 7 because that's around when you'll shoot, but the exact cue that you're looking for is when he stomps his front right foot or his left foot from your angle. When he stomps his foot for a third time after he breaks the pyre with both feet. As soon as he plants his right foot for a third time, you want to shoot a charged wonder weapon shot at the gem in his chest, and then immediately pull out your shield and shoot him one time in his chest again, and if you did it right, the elephant will fall over and die before he can even move. For the second elephant, you can pretty much insta-kill him too, and it's actually easier to do than the first one. You will need another insta-kill to do this, and also you will need the aforementioned fast fire trick for the wonder weapon. Camp near the gate and wait for the elephant to come out, and once he does, grab the insta-kill, and you just want to spam single fire shots at the gem on the elephant's belly until it yelps, and then after it does, pull out your shield and spray it in the head until it falls over, and with that, congratulations! You just took out 2 elephants without them even being able to move. And here I thought this boss fight was already too easy. In the last episode episode of useful information. I went over the Scepter of Rotrick in BO4, where, if you don't know, if you spam both triggers while your Scepter is level 1 or level 2, then you'll be able to wipe out a Blightfather or a Werewolf insanely fast. But turns out, there's a way to make this even more effective against bosses that I didn't even know about. Credit to Al in the last video. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. But they let me know in the comments that if you hold your melee button and then spam both triggers, this will make this attack even better. And I tried this out in the game, and sure enough, it somehow does make this thing even stronger. And speaking of the Scepter overall, if you're playing a co-op game of Ancient Evil, you can use a Scepter to get the Eternal Flame lit in just one challenge. To do this, you have to have some pretty good luck, but technically it is possible. The first challenge you have to get is the Take Damage and Recover Health challenge. And once you get it, have you and all your friends activate a trap and then stand in it and shoot each other with the Scepter of Ra to keep healing each other. Everyone in your game can get an epic reward with just one trap activation, so from here you can accept your reward and do this again. Chances are you'll get a specialist drop from the epic rewards anyways, and if you don't for some reason, just pop an elixir. On Infinite Warfare Zombies, if you put the VMC attachment on pretty much any LMG, but specifically the Mauler, it'll make your LMG stronger than it was before. I don't know why this works, and as far as I can tell, this attachment only makes the LMGs more effective and not any other class, so this almost has to be a glitch of some kind, but how do you even make this sort of glitch? On Zetsubou no Shima, it's possible to get a golden bucket that you never have to refill with water ever again in your game. Before I even go over this, I will say that this is kinda tedious to do, but at the same time, if you're going for a high round attempt or something, where you need to keep making max ammo plants or imprint plants, then this is definitely the side Easter egg for you. So step 1 for this is growing 5 different types of plants. You need to grow one plant with 3 rounds of purple water, another plant with 3 rounds of blue water, a third plant with 3 rounds of green water, a fourth plant with 1 round of all 3 types of waters to make a fruit plant, and a 5th and final plant with no water. Just place the seed down and wait for it to grow. Once you've grown all 5 of these plants, get to Skull and then Sopway and mesmerize this poster near the purple water, and then go up to the elevator and mesmerize this too to start the main Easter egg. For some reason, you can't proceed with the side quest without doing these 2 things first. But once you do, now go into Lab B and mesmerize this branch. Doing so will reveal a secret spot that you can place a seed. So go ahead and place it, and at this point, 3 more dirt mounds right around this one will raise out of the ground, and you need to place a seed in all 3 of these areas for the next step. You don't have to water these seeds, just place all 3 down and they'll grow. Once the plants grow, they'll grow into purple plants, and they'll attract the zombies and start eating them. At this point, just let the plants eat the zombies, and after around 50 or so zombies eaten, the plants will go away and you will hear this sound. Now finally, return to the first plant you placed under Lab B and interact with this plant to harvest it to get the golden bucket. That's not actually golden. Oxymoronic name aside, with the golden bucket, you can press both sticks on your controller, or if you're on keyboard and mouse, click melee and sprint at the same time to cycle between all 3 waters. And with this golden bucket, you can go water whatever plant you want, and your water will never deplete. Unfortunately, the rainbow water is not in this cycle for the golden bucket, but with that being said, you can just go grab the rainbow water from the tube, and as long as you don't cycle it again, then you can also use the rainbow water infinitely too. On Shadows of Evil, if you get the Apothecon sword, the unupgraded one, if you get this sword and hold your slam button and spam your swing button, you can do a glitch to slam this sword down insanely fast. And surprisingly, despite what it looks like, this is not a visual glitch. This is what the majority of high rounders use today to get through the high rounds faster than normal. On TranZit, you can actually do Max's side of the Easter egg with 0 kills. And if you want to go see me do it, I made a video on it about a year ago. Right here on the screen right now, go watch it. But the reason this works is because Max's side of TranZit's Easter egg doesn't require you to kill any zombies, and to get the Avogadro to spawn in, you can just abuse BO2's respawn mechanic, or should I say despawn mechanic, to flip rounds without killing zombies. So Max's side of TranZit's Easter egg is possible with 0 kills, but fun fact, Richtofen's side of Die Rise's Easter egg and Max's side of Buried's Easter egg are also possible to complete with 0 kills. If you guys would like to see me do these 2 for a video, let me know down below in the comments and I'll get it done, I promise. And also, I will say, finishing off the 0 kill part of this video, it's also possible to beat Zetsubou no Shima with 0 kills, but to do this one, you have to have the perfect luck. And I'm not exaggerating, I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. You literally need perfect luck to do this. As far as I know, there's only been one person to ever beat this Easter egg with 0 kills, and that is Codename Pizza. He made a really great video about it a while back, and I'm kind of tempted to try it myself. Maybe I will. I don't know. On the final step of Outbreak's Easter egg, Exo Zombies Outbreak that is, you have to collect 50 key cards, and it's about a 50-50 chance that a zombie will drop a key card when you kill him with a weapon. But if you melee kill them, then the zombie will drop a key card 100% of the time. On TranZit, if you jump through the teleporter while holding the jet gun, it'll put the ammo count for the jet gun on your HUD. I put this in my useless information series because unless you're a high rounder on TranZit, why are you using the jet gun? But if you are a high rounder on TranZit, this trick is for you. If you run Death Perception and the modifier for Voyage's boss fight, then you can do a trick to beat the final phase of this boss fight quicker than normal. If you shoot the Eye of Odin twice with your Kraken, and then spam your Hellion at it, then you can get him to do his wipeout attack after shooting him twice. Normally, to get him to do the wipeout attack, you have to shoot him 3 times, but for some reason, doing it exactly how I said will completely skip the 3rd time you have to shoot him, and in turn, will save you more than enough homunculus to beat this Easter egg. On Gorod Krovi, if you beat the Easter egg in under 115 minutes, then after you beat it, you will have a permanent perkaholic for the rest of the game. Now, when you get revived, you'll have 8 perks again, and it might not seem like you can buy Quick Revive, but sure enough, you can just walk up to the machine and buy it again. And then after Quick Revive goes away, thankfully, that's not game over. You can just keep getting Quick Revive back from the Wonder Fizz. And sticking with Gorod Krovi, here's a few tricks to make the Easter egg easier so you can actually achieve this. Let's start first with the step we have to escort Nemo across the map. First off, the Idolized Gobblegum is god tier on this map, and it helps with almost every single step in this Easter egg, including this one. So you can just pop 2 activations of this to make this step completely free. But also, once the Valkyrie drone gets on his steps near Dragon Command, then you can kill him with either the trap or your shield, and the step will actually finish and not fail. I don't know why you can kill him to beat this step slightly faster, but regardless, you can. And I have one more Idolized tip for you. It makes the Nikolai fight look like a total joke. With Idolized, this boss fight is legitimately easier than Zetsubou's or Shadow's boss fight, so if you can't beat this boss fight, use this Gobblegum and thank me in the comments. On Beer 3 Moon, the Moon Man will always spawn in the spawn room, so it's a little tricky to figure out where he'll be in the map and anticipate when he'll show up. To counter this, throw trip mines on the ground outside of your training spot. Now, as long as zombies don't spawn on the other side of here and travel through and make the trip mines go off, then they'll just sit here until the Moon Man shows up, and once you hear them go off this way, you know that he's right around the corner, so you can kill him with your dead wire really easily to take him out so he doesn't steal your jug. Under Eisendrache, it's possible to get an infinite Ragnarok DG4. And this is pretty insane because this is literally the easiest glitch that you will ever do in your life. To do what you need the Ragnaroks, obviously. And then you also either need a range offs or a fatal contraption to spawn in a death machine. Once you're ready to do this, leave all your weapons in the pack-a-punch machine so you're holding nothing, and then pop your death machine drop and pick it up, and then once you have the death machine in your hands, pull out the Ragnaroks, and from here, you just want to wait until the timer goes down. Once it's in the red and has like 5% left, you want to cook and hold a grenade until the timer goes away. And once the timer goes away, you can throw a grenade, and if you did it right, you will now have infinite Ragnarok DG4s that you can slam whenever you want, and you can spam the other trigger at your favorite camping spot to AFK for some easy high rounds. And speaking of brainless AFKing, in Infinite Warfare Zombies, if you have the DCM8 Masochist with the Smart Shot sight and camp right here on Beast from Beyond with the power off, you can literally just AFK here for the first 20 to 25 rounds until you get overran. The reason this works is because the DCM8 Masochist has literal infinite ammo, but the trade-off is that every time you shoot it, you will take 1 tick of damage, but thankfully, this thing cannot kill you. It'll just leave you 1 shot. So don't let a cryptid hit you or else you will die, but with that being said, if you have the Smart Shot on this thing, then they shouldn't be able to kill you until you get to around round 20, round 25 or so. On Revelations, you can get all 5 rocks for the Apothecon Servant in the spawn room. This is only helpful if you're going for a high round spawn room challenge, but it is worth knowing about, just in case. For the one near Eisendrache and the 2 near Verrucht and the 1 near Mob, you won't be able to see the black hole in the rock, you'll just have to stare at the rock for a couple seconds until it potentially disappears. If you stare at it for like 10 seconds or so after you shoot it and it doesn't disappear, then it's safe to assume that you missed it, but eventually, you will hit it, so then you can go focus on the other 4. And once you hit all 5, you can trade out the Apothecon for a wall gun, and this This next part will take some luck, but it is doable. You'll need to pop immolation to get your fire sales and then get crate power on your next gobblegum hit and hopefully pull the apothecant back from the box to get it pack-a-punched. On Zombies in Spaceland, if you do the skee ball machine and back away from the machine before you throw your third and final ball, then the machine will glitch out for some reason and give you triple the amount of tickets that you normally would have gotten. So for example, if I throw 2 balls in the 50 slot and then back away before I throw the third one, it normally would have given me 100 tickets, but for some reason, it'll glitch out and give me 300 tickets. This is by far the most efficient way to rack up tickets on this map. On Shadows of Evil, if you have the upgraded sword, you can do a really simple trick to get to Xenomatter as early as round 12. This won't work before round 12 because round 11 is the latest round that your first meatball round can be on. But once you are on round 12, go grab the flag to start the flag step, but instead of placing it and doing the step as normal, you can go camp at your favorite camping spot and kill the meatballs. My favorite spots to hold out for this is either near Quick Revive right here or on this drop off outside of Nero's room. Just camp here for a bit and after around 2 to 3 minutes of meatball killing, one of them will drop your Xenomatter. But even if you don't need this trick, there's another really helpful trick on the flag step that, funnily enough, also has absolutely nothing to do with the step itself. If you're in a co-op game and you need to take a quick break, grab the flag to start this step, but instead of placing it, go to the drop off outside Nero's room and stand either right here up against this beam on the guardrail or in this corner right here, and all the enemies in the map will stop spawning until you move out of this area. If you're in co-op, then everyone in your game will have to stand in these areas to stop enemies from spawning, but regardless, when you're ready to play again, just move out of this area. Simple as that. What's insane about this glitch though is that both this and the Xenomatter trick that I just showed you have been in this game since release. Literally, there's a video from Glitchin' Queen from 2015 showing these tricks off, and somehow they still work. On Tagged or Toten, there is a way to skip a lot of boring and unnecessary dialogue in this Easter egg. To do what you need Dying Wish, and once you have it, go to the Apothecant Blood and just stand near it until your character makes a remark about it for the first time in the game. Wait for him to stop talking, and once he shuts up and no one else in the game is talking, not Richtofen, not the Hermit, nobody, interact with the Apothecant Blood to go into Dying Wish. For some reason, this will cancel all the dialogue from everyone in the map, including the Hermit, your character, and the Apothecon Blood. So from here, you can have fun with your quote skips, including starting challenges.
Hey, amigo, it's me, from the lighthouse. I set up some challenges to help me decide how much I can trust you. No offense. Believe me, you will be rewarded for your efforts. I know you can handle this.
When you go to Hermit to pick up the dials,
Amigo, I will get right to the point. You need the Augustan device. I know how to control it. Tell me, and I will make you have the device. Once I am ready. Take these. They can help you communicate with otherworldly entities. I have faith you will.
and the Apothecon Blood's ridiculously long dialogue before he gives you the offering locations. Now this is a pretty cool glitch, but with that being said, there are two things you have to keep in mind when you do this glitch. Number one, you can't have more than one power switch on in your game. This is because when there's two or more power switches on, that'll make Nikolai start talking, and for some reason, once Nikolai starts talking in the map, this glitch will not work. So keep in mind that, and secondly, never swim through this tunnel. Doing so will revert this for whatever reason, but with that being said, this quote skip is only helpful until the Apothecon Blood starts telling you the offering location, so once you're at that point, you can swim through here to hear your character start talking again to continue the Easter egg as normal. On Alpha Omega, there's also a way to skip quotes in this Easter egg, but thankfully, it's a lot easier. You can't do this until after you complete Core Value 3, which is the step where you gotta give him the 3 codes hidden by the paintings. Once you're off this step, you can return to the server near the power switch and interact with it to start it again, and once the green dots on the server tick all the way down, then it'll automatically finish whatever quote is currently going off in your game. So like I did for Tag, I'm gonna show you an example real quick. So this is an example of a quote skip after Core Value 4.
As long as we are prepared, humanity will have a future. By now, you may have encountered our ADAM units, artificial humanoids all around the facility. One of them in the interrogation area has a human life force.
I don't even understand this one, but I'll still get it done.
This facility. Don't ask me to explain. That life force belongs to someone very important to humanity's future. but you must repair the unit to free him. The spirit is 76.
I don't even understand this one.
And sticking with Alpha Omega, if you do this Easter egg on realistic, you can beat this boss fight in half the time that you can on normal difficulty. This is because for some reason, on realistic difficulty, the zombies spawn in a lot faster in the boss fight, and it also makes it so much more fun doing this boss fight this way. Here's my hot take for this video. Wait, that's the wrong series. Screw it, we'll put it in regardless. Alpha Omega's boss fight, specifically on realistic, not normal or hardcore, but specifically on realistic, is one of the best boss fights in zombies history. Just gonna say it. On BO3 Moon, it's possible to do a round skip to where to get to round 100, you'll only need to play through 50 of those rounds, and those 50 rounds that you do have to play through are a lot quicker than they normally would be. So to start, get down to the last zombie in your round and go to the teleporter. You want to kill the last zombie and immediately jump in the teleporter. Once you teleport to Area 51, you just want to hold out here until the teleporter opens back up and you can teleport back to the moon. Once you do teleport back to the moon, get a horde of zombies and you'll see that there's only like 25 to 30 zombies in the round, period. Not in the horde, but in the round. And once you kill these zombies, instead of it going to the next round, it'll skip that round and go to the round after that. So for example, in this game, I'm on round 66 with one zombie left. So I kill him and jump on the teleporter and then teleport back. Once I teleport back, I'll be on round 67 with around 25 to 30 zombies in the map. And once I kill these zombies, the round will skip round 68 and put me on round 69. Nice. From here, you can just play as normal until the teleporter opens back up, and then you can just do this again. And to finish off the video, we're gonna go over a few pretty helpful tricks on Revelations. So first off, it's possible to duplicate any weapon in this map, including the Apothicon Servant, and you do this pretty much the same way you did the bow dupe at the very beginning of this video. You wanna get the Apothicon Servant or the Thunder Gun, you wanna get that as your mule kick gun, and grab near death experience. Once you have both these boxes checked, down yourself, and once you're downed, the other player needs to go hit the box until they get the weapon from the box that you're trying to duplicate. Now, this is a little RNG dependent, and they might not get it before you bleed out, so if they haven't got it yet and you have like a quarter of your bleed out time left, have your friend res you and try it again. It shouldn't take too long though until you're down with the wonder weapon, and then your friend pulls it from the box and reses you, and you will now have 2 of that weapon. And for the final trick in this video, it's going to be sticking with Revelations, and this is going to be a trick to pack a bunch of weapons for free. To do this, you need to number 1, have ephemeral enhancement, and number 2, complete the weapon trading table Easter egg or the chalk Easter egg. If you don't know how to do that, I'll run through it right quick right here. Activate low gravity into Eisendrache, and while run right here and pick up this pink piece of chalk. Now come right here where the dragon head would be on Eisendrache and interact with this message to pick it up. Now come to Varrook near the mystery box location here and interact with this message on the ground to swap the messages. Also, I should mention, if you're doing this right, then you will hear chalk drawing sounds when you interact. But continuing with this Easter egg, next go to the spiral stairs on Noct and interact with this message, and then go to the other set of stairs on Noct and place the other message down right here, and at this point there are 2 messages left to fix. So come to Mob and grab this message off the wall, and then go behind the teleporter in Kino, and jump and place the message here. And then finally, return to Mob of the Dead, and place down the final message in the same spot as before, and if done right, you will hear this sound. When completed, there will be an M1927 wall by near the Dragon and Eisendrache, but also, and more importantly, there will be a trading table in the bottom floor of Nocturne and Toten where you can place your weapon and other people can pick it up. We're going to be using this to pack a bunch for free. So at this point, you want to get the ephemeral enhancement gobblegum and then pop it to pack a bunch of weapon. Once you pop it, wait around 5 or so seconds and then place it on the table. And once you do, wait around another 5 or so seconds until your ephemeral ticks all the way down. And then at this point, you can pick back up your weapon and it'll be fully pack-a-punched, permanently pack-a-punched, completely for free. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you drop a like. Like I said at the beginning, 4,500 likes, and I'll make another episode of useful information, and 3,500 likes, and I'll make a new episode of useless information. But what was your favorite piece of info in this video? Let me know down below in the comments, and also, if you know some useful information that I haven't covered yet, comment it down below, and maybe it'll be in the next video. We'll see. Shout out to my members. Thank you all so much for supporting me. I love each and every one of you. I love all of you, period, regardless, but y'all especially help me live the dream of making this my full-time job. So thank you all for supporting me. Thank you all for watching. Click this video for more useful information, or click this video to watch me rank every single map in Zombies history, minus Shattered Veil. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.